Hello class, in this video I will be discussing module 4 lesson 1, which is all about work and kinetic energy. So all of the discussion will be based on University Physics with Modern Physics 14th edition by Young and Friedman. So first, let us define energy. Energy is a quantity that can be converted from one form to another but cannot be created or destroyed. Work is done on a particle by all forces that act on it equals the change in kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, a quantity that's related to the particle's mass and speed. Okay. So, ang work kasi guys is uh, a work is basically force times displacement. So, kung mapapansin nyo, displacement, di ba? Ang displacement is a change in position. So, when you have a change in position, ibig sabihin ang object is moving or meron siyang speed. Okay? So, kung meron siyang speed at ang speed na yon is caused by a force or a net force, technically, you are applying work to it. Okay? You have done work on it. By applying the force and making a displacement of the object on an object. Okay, so the unit of the work is joule or 1 newton meter. Work is also defined as the change in kinetic energy, diba? So any object that moves has a kinetic energy kasi meron siyang velocity, ay meron siyang speed or velocity. Okay, so ayan. Paano naman kaya kapag ang force mo is uh, merong angle, ang direction ng force mo is may angle from the horizontal force. Ayan. At ang displacement mo naman ay horizontal lang. So, technically, ang i-consider mo lang dyan is yung horizontal component or x component ng iyong force, since yung displacement na nangyari is horizontal only. So, yung vertical component ng force is walang ginagawang work dun sa object. So, work is equivalent to F cosine alpha, or the x component of the force times the displacement. So, let us answer example number 1. Steve exerts a steady force of magnitude 210 Newton on the stalled car as he pushes it a distance of 18 meters. The car also has a flat tire, so to make the car track straight, Steve must push at an angle of 30 degrees to the direction of motion. How much work does Steve do? Okay. So, sabi niya dito, si Steve daw nagtulak ng kotse na merong steady force na 210 Newton, which is 30 degrees from the direction of motion. So, dahil ang direction of motion natin is or the displacement natin is horizontal lang, or amounting to 18 meters, ang i-consider lang natin is the horizontal component or the x component of the force. So the work is equivalent to F cosine theta, and the displacement, or 210 cosine 30 times 18 meters. Okay, so that is equivalent to 210 cosine 30 times 18. 3273.58 Newton meter. So, pag tinignan natin, if we base it to significant figures, on significant figure, meron tayong two significant figure. So, ang gagawin natin dito, pwedeng 3.3 kilojoule. Okay? So, if you know, you have to take note that 1000 joule is equivalent to 1 kilojoule. Okay? Next is, in a helpful mood, Steve pushes a second stalled car with steady force 160 Newton minus 14 Newton joule. Newton, okay? IJ, so ibig sabihin, unit vector ito, so meron siyang angle. The displacement of the car is 14 meter I plus 11 meter J. So, meron din angle yung displacement. So, ibig sabihin, yung vertical at horizontal ay uh, may vertical at horizontal force ay meron ding katumbas na vertical at horizontal displacement. So, pag ganyan, work is force times distance. Kapag vector naman ay force vector dot product ng displacement. Okay? So, if you remember how to get the dot product, that is 160. Lahat ng x component plus the product of the y component. Okay? So, 160 times 14 plus negative 40 times 11. So, that is equivalent to 1,800 joule or pwede ring 1.8 kilojoule. Okay? So, let's move to the next. Okay? So, ito ay diagram. Sabi nga kanina, if your force has an angle, same with the direction of the motion, pero ang motion mo is horizontal lang, ang i-consider mo lang is yung horizontal component ng force. Kapag naman ang force mo ay kasalungat, okay, so kung ang motion ng object mo is going to the right at ang force mo ay going to the left, technically, dahil nga x component lang ang motion, kukunin ulit natin yung horizontal component ng force, at dahil ang theta mo ay between 90 to 180, ang work mo is negative. At negative din siya dahil instead na pinapabilis mo yung motion, pinapabagal mo kasi opposing forces ka. Ino-oppose mo yung direction ng motion. Okay? Kapag naman ang force mo ay perpendicular sa direction ng motion, ang work mo ay 0. Wala siyang ginagawang work dun sa object since ang motion mo ay going to the right at ang force mo ay upward or downward or anything perpendicular sa motion. Okay? So, next, let's proceed to example number 2. A farmer hitches her tractor to a sled loaded with firewood and pulls it a distance of 20 meters along level ground. Okay, the total weight of sled and load is 14,700 Newton. The tractor exerts a constant 5,000 Newton force at an angle of 36.9 degrees above horizontal. A 3,500 Newton friction force opposes the sled motion. Find the work done by each force acting on the sled and the work done by all the forces. Okay. So, kung gagawa tayo ng free body diagram, sa sled meron tayong weight na 14,700 Newton. Okay. Meron tayong force ng tractor na 5,000 Newton. At meron tayong 3,500 Newton na frictional force. Okay. So, sabi niya dito, find the work done by each force. Okay, by each force. So, unahin natin yung work na ginagawa ng tractor. So, that is equivalent to Ft times the displacement. Ang Ft natin dito, dahil ang movement ng sled ay horizontal only, of course, ang kailangan natin is horizontal component ng force. So, 5,000 cosine 36.9 times the displacement na 20 meters. Okay? So, the work of the tractor is 5,000 cosine 36.9 times 20 meters. Okay. So, that is equivalent to 79968 or pwede na siyang, dahil if we will consider the significant figure, dapat isa lang. So, pwede natin siyang gawing 80 kilojoule. Diba? Pag nag-divide tayo ng 1,000, that is 79.968 or 80 kilojoule. Okay. Kapag kinonsider naman natin yung work ng friction, okay, that is 3,500 Newton times 20. Wala yung calculator natin. 3,500 times 20. That is 70. 70 kilojoule. Okay. Pag kinuha natin yung work net or total work done, okay, ang work natin or total work natin, total. Ang work ng tractor is going to the right, so that is 80 kilojoule. Ang work ng friction ay going to the left, that is 70 kilojoule. Meron tayong work net na 10 kilojoule. So this is our final answer. Okay? So let us proceed to the next. Ayan. So katulad kanina, sabi, kapag meron kang object na going to the right, pag nag-push ka, going to the right then, or same with the direction of the motion, ang total mo, ang work total mo is greater than 0 or positive, and you are speeding up the velocity. Ibig sabihin, dinadagdagan mo yung kinetic energy niya kasi dinadagdagan mo yung force or dinadagdagan mo yung motion. Okay? Kapag naman sa lungat or opposite direction, binabawasan mo yung velocity, pinipigilan mo siyang gumalaw. So, technically, the work is negative at you slows down the motion or the velocity of the object. Kapag naman perpendicular, hindi ka nakaka-apekto or wala kang ginagawang work, so, yung speed ng object stays the same. Kinetic energy is equivalent sa 1/2 ng mass times velocity squared. Okay, speed of the particle. Okay. Next, work total is equals to K2 minus K1. Kinetic, change in kinetic. Okay. So, let us answer example 3. This example is also related to example 2. Okay. So, suppose the sled's initial speed is 2 meters per second. What is the speed of the sled after it moves 20 meters if the work done is 10 kilojoule? So, we know that work is equals to 1/2 mv2 squared minus 1/2 mv1 squared. Ngayon, ang v1 natin is given, that is 2 meters per second. V2 yung hinahanap. Mass, kailangan natin ng mass. Alam natin ang weight ng sled ay 14,700 Newton. At ang weight is, weight is equivalent sa mg. So, m is equals to 14,700 divided by 9.8. Okay? So, ang mass natin is 14,700 divided by 9.8, that is equivalent to 1,500. So, work is 1/2 times 1,500 minus, v squared minus 1/2 1,500. V1 na 2.0 meters per second squared. Okay, ang work natin ay 10,000 joule. Okay. So, that is 10,000 1/2 times 1/5 minus 1/2 times 1/5 shift solve. That is equivalent to 4.2 meters per second. Okay, so that is our final answer for example number 3. Okay, let us proceed to example number 4. The 200 kilogram steel hammerhead of a pile driver is lifted 3 meters above the top of a vertical I-beam, being driven into the ground. The hammerhead is then dropped, driving the I-beam 7.4 centimeter deeper into the ground. The vertical guide rails exerts a constant 60 Newton friction force on the hammerhead. Use the work energy theorem to find the speed of the hammerhead just as it hits the ground. Okay, so as it hits the ground, the speed of the hammerhead just as it hits the I-beam, and the average force the hammerhead exerts on the I-beam. Ignore the effects of the air. Okay, so titingnan natin dito is pag gumawa tayo ng sa letter A, pag gumawa tayo ng free body diagram, Okay? Meron tayong frictional force. Meron tayong weight. Yan. So, technically, yan lang, diba? So, kung tutuusin the speed of the hammerhead, okay? Ang weight natin is 200 Newton times 9.8. That is equivalent to 1960 Newton, okay? 200 kilogram pala to. Ano ba yan? 200 kilogram. Yan. Tapos, ang frictional force natin ay 60 Newton. So, kung susundin natin yung signs, ang frictional force ay 60 Newton minus 1960 na weight, that is equivalent to negative 1,900 Newton. Okay? But, ang ibig lang sabihin ng negative is the force is going downward. Okay? The force is going downward. Ngayon, dahil ang work naman is a scalar quantity, wala siyang pakialam sa direction. So, ang kunin lang natin is yung magnitude. So, 1,900, that is the net force, F net. Okay. Times the displacement na 3.00 meter ay equivalent sa kinetic change in kinetic energy. So, 1/2 mv2 squared minus 1/2 mv1 squared. Okay? So, ang initial position niya ay nasa taas. Hindi pa siya gumagalaw. So, wala siyang velocity. So, ang velocity natin dyan ay 0. So, ang kinetic natin ay 0. So, 1,900 times 3 is equals to 1/2 mv2 squared. Okay? So, 1,900 times 3, ang work natin ay 5,700 na equivalent sa 1/2 na m200 alpha x squared. So, equivalent yan sa velocity na 7.5 meters per second. Okay. So, yan yung velocity ng hammerhead pagdating dito sa I-beam. Okay. Now, ang hinahanap naman sa letter B is the average force the hammerhead exerts on the I-beam. Okay, sa exert yung force na average force na in-exert nung hammerhead dun sa I-beam para bumaon siya ng 7.4 cm. So, let us say na dun tayo sa point 2 to point 3. Yung point 1 kanina is ito, from the top hanggang dun sa tatama pa lang siya sa I-beam. Ngayon, yung point 2 naman is yung tumama sa I-beam hanggang dun sa nakabaon na. Okay? So, kung kukunin natin yung work nun, that is 1/2 mv3 squared minus 1/2 mv2 squared. Okay? Meron na tayo nito. Okay? Ito naman is, syempre, pag nag-stop na siya dahil bumaon na, ang kinetic energy na natin doon ay 0. Wala na siyang velocity. So, ang work natin ay equivalent sa negative 1/2 mv2 squared. Okay? So, ito ay equivalent din sa, if you remember, ito yan, diba? 1/2 mv2 squared, that is equivalent sa 5,000, diba? 19 times 3 is 5,700 joule. O, try natin na. 19 times 3, that is equivalent sa 5,700. Okay, so equivalent din to sa negative 5,700. Work is equivalent sa negative 5,700 joule. Okay. Now, okay. So, ang work naman natin ay pwede rin equivalent sa net force times the displacement. Okay? So, ang net force natin dito, okay, that is equivalent, ang net force natin dyan. Pag nag-free body diagram tayo, meron tayong frictional force, meron tayong weight, at meron na tayong normal force. Okay? Yung normal force is, ang normal force kasi, di ba, nakapatong na siya. So, technically, may normal force. Ngayon, yung sinasabi niyang average force, di ba, halimbawa, ito yung hammerhead, ito yung I-beam. Normal force, ito yung weight as frictional force. Ngayon, di ba, kung if you remember yung if you remember yung third law of motion, in every action there is an opposite but equal magnitude of reaction, di ba? Opposite direction pero equal. So, para malaman natin yung average na force na ginawa nitong hammerhead, kailangan natin makuha yung reaction, at ang reaction lang na meron siya is yung normal force. Okay. So, pag kinuha natin yung F-net, that is equivalent to, ang F-net niyan ay N minus I plus the frictional force minus weight. Okay. And alam naman natin, guys, na yung weight ay pinakamataas dahil mataas yung value ng weight, at yung friction niya, 'di ba, 60 newton lang. At ang magiging sagot nito ay negative kasi mabigat talaga. Okay? So, ang mangyayari dyan, i-disregard na natin yung negative sign kasi ang work naman is hindi tumitingin sa direction. Ang gusto niya lang is yung magnitude. So, kunin natin yung magnitude nito. So, mangyayari dyan is work is equivalent to, baliktarin na lang natin, negative. So, magiging W minus N minus F times the displacement. Ang displacement natin is weight minus N weight minus F times 0.74. Okay? Meters. Diba? 7.4 centimeter divided by 100. Parang 0.074 pala. 0.074. Okay. So, ang work din ay equivalent dun sa negative 5,700 joules. Okay. So, negative 5,700 joules is equivalent sa weight na 200 times 9.8 minus normal force minus 60 newton times 0.074. Okay? So, ang N natin ay negative 5,7 equals 200 minus times 9.8 minus alpha x minus 60 times 0.074. So, ang normal force natin ay nasa 78, 80, ano ba? 200 times 9.8 times N minus 60 minus 0. Okay, shift solve is 78, or pwede nating 79,000. Okay, 79,000 newton. Okay, so that is the answer. That is the average force force exerted by the hammerhead. Okay, so now let's proceed to the next example. Ayan. The next topic, work and energy with varying forces. Ngayon, kapag varying forces at hindi constant yung force, syempre integration of fx dx from x1 to x2. Yung dx dito is the displacement. Okay? So, kapag spring naman, pag spring, force is equivalent sa kx. Diba? Ang force ng spring ay equivalent sa kx. Ang kinetic energy ng spring is 1/2 kx2 squared minus 1/2 kx1 squared. Okay? So, that's it. So, let's apply that in example number 5. A woman weighing 600 newtons steps on a bathroom scale that contains a stiff spring. Okay. Tandaan natin ang force ng spring ay equivalent sa kx. Ngayon, ang work ng spring ay equivalent sa, di ba, force times distance. Okay. So, ang work ay kx 1/2 kx squared naman kapag work, okay, ng spring. So, a woman weighing 600 newton steps on a bathroom scale that contains a stiff spring. In equilibrium, the spring is compressed 1 centimeter under her weight. Find the force constant of the spring and the total work done on the unit. Okay, so meron tayong force. Kapag gumawa tayo ng free body diagram, syempre yung weight and then yung force ng spring. Weight and the force and spring. So, force ng spring is equals to weight. So, weight which is 600 newton is equivalent sa force ng spring na kx. Okay. At ang x natin ay 1 centimeter. So, 600 newton is equals to k. 1 centimeter. So, 1 divided by 100 para maging meter. That is 0.01. Okay. 0.01. So, k is equals to 600 divided by 60,000 newtons. So, ang force ng spring ay 60,000 newton per meter. Okay. Now, find ito na yon, force constant. Find the total work done on the unit. Okay. Work is equals to 1/2 kx2 squared minus 1/2 kx1 squared. Ang x1 natin nung una, syempre hindi siya nag-deflect, diba? Kasi wala pa yung weight. So, 0 to. So, work is 1/2 k na 60,000 times yung deflection na 0.01 squared. So, ang work natin is 1/2 60 0.01. That is equivalent to 3 joules. 3 joules. Okay, so that's it. Next, let's proceed to the example number 7. Okay, an air truck glider of mass 0.1 kilogram is attached to the end of a horizontal air track. Horizontal air track by a spring with force constant 20 newton meter. Initially, the spring is unstretched and the glider is moving 1.5 meters per second to the right. Find the maximum distance d that the glider moves to the right if the air track is turned on so that there is no friction, and b if the air is turned off so that there is kinetic friction with coefficient mu k 0.47. Okay, sabi niya meron siyang weight na 0.100 kilogram attached to the end of a horizontal air track by a spring with force constant. Okay. Initially, the spring is unstretched. Okay, sige, sige. So, what is the maximum distance, D, that the glider moves to the right? So, ito yung distance ng spring. So, kapag nag-move to, equivalent din yung deflection niya sa distance, 'di ba? Kung ano yung minove niya dito, equivalent dun sa distance. Then, so force times distance. Yan yung work. Equivalent din yan sa 1/2 kx squared. Okay? Minus 1/2 kx squared. Yung initial, hindi siya nag-deflect. Tama? Wala siyang deflection. So, yung force times distance na to, kung dito lang tayo magpo-focus hindi sa spring, ay equivalent yan sa 1/2 mv2 squared minus 1/2 mv1 squared is equals to 1/2 kx squared minus 1/2 kx2 squared. Okay? Ito 0. Initial, wala rin siyang movement. Tama ba? Okay, wala rin siyang movement. Okay. So, 1/2, ang m is 0.100 kilogram. Moving siya ng 1.50 meter per second is equals to 1/2 kx squared. So, that is equivalent. So, magka-cancel si 1/2. Ang k natin is 20. Ito natin to ng 20. So, 0.1 times 1.5. 20 alpha x squared. Shift solve. So, ang x natin ay equivalent sa 0.0866 meter, or pag gagawin natin siyang centimeter, that is equivalent to 8.7 centimeter. Okay. Now, paano naman kapag there is kinetic friction na mu k 0.47? Meron na siyang kinetic friction. So, ang gagawin natin is dito tayo sa gilid. Paano bang gagawin natin? Ang kinetic friction, if you remember, F is equals to mu kn, diba? Tama ba? Ngayon, pag nagkaroon tayo ng free body diagram dito, meron lang tayong n at saka yung weight, diba? Okay. So, n is equals to weight. N is equals to weight, at ang weight ay mg. Okay? So, the frictional force is equals to mu k mg. Okay. Now, dahil meron tayong force times distance, okay, ang work ay force times distance, at ang hinahanap is, ano yung hinahanap dito? Find the maximum distance. Okay, what is naman? Force times distance, at meron tayong force na frictional force. So, mu k mgd, okay, equivalent siya sa kinetic energy na 1/2 kx squared. Wala siyang kinetic energy kanina. Initial, 0. Okay, ganun din sa initial nito. So, yan lang. Ang x natin, so, diba ang general formula niyan, diba? Force times distance, kinetic energy 1/2 kx, x2 to x1. Okay. So, ito, wala siya kaninang deflection. So, ito, ano yung maximum? So, 0.47 times mass na 0.100 times 9.8 D is equals to 1 half 20 times D din, D squared. Okay? So, ang D natin ay equivalent sa magka-cancel to. May matitira dito. So, 0.47 times 0.1 times 9.8 1 half times 20 alpha x. Shift solve. So, meron tayo maximum displacement na 0.046 or pag minultiply natin ng 100 to make it centimeter, that is 4.6 centimeter. Okay. So, nabawasan. Kapag may friction na siya, halos kalahati na lang. Okay? Halos kalahati na lang yung maximum deflection niya or maximum distance na pwede niyang igalaw. Okay? Displacement. Okay, now, okay, ayan. Kapag work and energy with varying forces, na-discuss na kanina, kapag varying forces, syempre, integration na yan. So, let's proceed to power. Power is the time rate at which work is done, okay? The power average is delta work over delta time. Instantaneous power is derivative of work over derivative of time, or technically that is force times velocity. That product of force vector and the velocity vector. Okay? So, let us, ayan. Power is the time rate at which work is done. Ang usual unit ng power is 1 horsepower, 746 watts, or 0.746 kilowatt. Ayan. Ang 1 horsepower ay also equivalent in 550 feet-pounds per second. Kapag English, 33,000 feet-pounds per minute, English din, or 0.746 kilowatts. Ayan. So, sabi dito sa example number 8, each of the 4 jet engines on an Airbus A380 airline develops a thrust, a forward force on the airliner of 322,000 Newton when the airplane is flying 250 meters per second. What horsepower does each engine develop? Diba? Sabi, power is equals to force times velocity. So, napakadali lang, direct solve. Okay, times velocity na 250 meter per second. So, meron tayong power na 322,000 times 250. Okay, meron tayong 805 ilang zero to? 5 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, meron tayong 80,000 ay 80,500,000 watts, or pag dinivide natin ng kilowatt, that is 80,500 kilowatt. Pero ang hinihingi ay horsepower divided by, diba, 80,500 kilowatt times 0.746 kilowatt ay 1 horsepower. So, divide natin to ng 0.746. Sagot ay, tama ba? 80,500 divided by 0.746. 107,908.85 horsepower, or kung susundin natin yung significant figure, that is equivalent to yan, 107,908, or 11 times 10, 1, 2, 3, 4 horsepower. Okay. So that is the final answer. Ngayon, next is a 50-kilogram marathon runner runs up the stairs to the top of Chicago's 443-meter tall Willis Tower, the second tallest building in the United States. To lift herself to the top 15 minutes, and what must be her average power output expressed in watts, in kilowatts, and in horsepower. So, power, okay, force times velocity, di ba? So, meron tayong force. Siyempre, ang force natin is yung weight niya, 50 times 9.8 mg, okay? And then, the velocity, meron, that is 443 meter tall, okay? Dinrive niya ng, umakyat siya within 15 minutes, diba? 15 minutes. So, convert natin to into second, 1 minute, 60 seconds, okay? So, that is 50 times 9.8 times 443 over 15 times 60. So that is 241. Power is 241.18 watts. Okay. Pag kilowatts, that is 0.241 kilowatts. Pag horsepower is divided mo ito ng 746.3, 0.32 horsepower. Okay. So that's it. Okay, that ends our lecture. Thank you very much for listening.